If you're currently a MobileMe member, you can use Aperture 3 to quickly and easily publish photos online to a MobileMe gallery that's synced to your library. To create a new album in your MobileMe gallery, select the images that you want to publish and click the MobileMe icon. In the MobileMe dialog box, enter a name and description for the album webpage. You can control who views your gallery and who can download photos. You can even allow users to upload additional photos to the gallery. And you can hide any album that you don't want to appear on your gallery homepage with all of your other published albums. Once you've configured your options, click Publish, and Aperture will create and upload the album in the background. All of your albums are listed in the Projects Inspector. Click on one to see its contents. You can rearrange or delete your images, and Aperture will automatically update your online album. The Gallery Index page shows the albums that you've published in both Aperture and iPhoto. To delete an album, select it in the Projects Inspector and press Command-Delete. Aperture 3 makes it easy to present and distribute your images in beautiful galleries on the web. If the clock in your camera was set incorrectly, or you need to synchronize photos taken by multiple cameras at a single event, you might want to adjust the date and time information on the photos. To change the date and time of an image, choose Metadata Adjust Date and Time, and then set the correct date and time. By default, Aperture only changes the time in the version of the image that you've selected, but you can select the Also Change Master File checkbox to update the original master image. You can also change the date and time of multiple images simultaneously. Select the photos that you want to adjust and choose Metadata Adjust Date and Time. The window displays the timestamp of the current primary selection. Change this to the correct time, and Aperture adjusts the timestamp of all the selected images by the same time interval. By giving you control over the date and time stored in your images, Aperture helps you build an accurate and organized photo library. If you find that some of your pictures are too dark or so bright that they appear washed out, the exposure controls in Aperture let you fix them easily. This tutorial will help you understand the histogram and how to use the advanced tonal adjustments of the exposure controls. A well-exposed image shows a good distribution of tones from the left side of the histogram, the shadows, to the right side of the histogram, the highlights. If an image is underexposed, there will be more data to the left, and if an image is overexposed, like this one, there will be more data to the right. By moving the exposure slider to the left, you can quickly bring the exposure under control. The recovery slider helps you restore lost detail in the highlight areas of a RAW file. The black point slider lets you adjust the shadows and lower midtones. In the histogram, you'll see the data getting pushed down into the darker shadow areas, but your brightest highlights are preserved. The brightness slider adjusts the midtones in your image, without affecting the highlights and the shadows. Now the histogram shows tones spread across a broader range. These simple adjustments can dramatically improve the contrast in your image, and the color saturation is also enhanced. With some photos, you might want to adjust exposure selectively, brightening one part of the image and darkening other parts. You can use the dodge brush to lighten certain parts of the image. Then use the burn brush to darken other parts. With the exposure controls in Aperture, you can easily brighten or darken your images to look their best. When a picture looks too warm with an orange color cast, or too cool with a bluish cast, it usually means the white balance needs to be adjusted. Aperture's white balance tools make it easy to fix white balance problems and get the color right. The easiest way to set the white balance is by using the white balance eyedropper. Click on the eyedropper tool to select it, and Aperture's loop tool appears. Move the white balance eyedropper over something in your image that's neutral gray or white, and click. Aperture automatically adjusts the white balance temperature and tint in your image. If the area that you're clicking on has a number of white or gray tones, click and drag over them until you find the white balance that looks best. Unlike JPEG photos, when you work with RAW images, you'll have more latitude to adjust the white balance. You can make dramatic adjustments without affecting image quality. And in Aperture, you can always undo any correction. If the color in your image is still too warm, slide the temperature slider to the left toward the blue or cooler colors. The tint slider lets you shift from green to magenta in case the colors aren't quite right. With Aperture, it's easy to adjust white balance for the most natural color in your images. The new adjustment presets in Aperture 3 make it easy to apply common adjustments with just a click. There are dozens of ready-to-use adjustment presets under the Presets pop-up menu. When you select one, you'll see a live preview, so you'll know exactly what it will look like before using it. When you see one you like, just select it. Quick fixes are designed to do fast image corrections. Because the adjustment presets can combine multiple settings, you can apply several changes at once. For example, the Auto Enhance preset will balance the exposure, improve contrast, and add sharpening all in one step. After applying a preset, you can change any of the sliders to customize it for the image that you're working on. And if you choose another preset, Aperture adds it to any of the settings that you've already applied. Hold down the Option key while choosing a preset, and Aperture replaces any prior settings with the new preset, making it easy to switch from one look to another with just a click. To make your own preset, adjust an image so it looks exactly the way you want it. Then from the Presets pop-up menu, choose Save as Preset and give it a name. The column on the right side of the Adjustment Preset window shows which adjustments are included in the preset. To exclude a particular adjustment in your preset, click the minus button to remove it. You can organize your presets into groups. Choose New Preset Group, and then drag in the presets you want. They'll show up as a submenu in the Preset pop-up menu. You can even import and export presets to share them with other users. Adjustment presets make it easy to apply professional imaging effects to your photos quickly and consistently.